Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hot Rods by Doug. And we're getting back on Knox's Stroller now that we're back from Kentucky. It's actually been a couple weeks since we've been back in Kentucky, but we had some stuff for this thing. I want to thank a couple of my good friends, Josh and Jeff, for hooking me up with some stuff for the stroller. What we got here is some go-kart wheels and tires, and these things are super wide. I mean, super wide. They're gonna look real nice underneath that thing. I guess I'm gonna need this after all. Hold on a second. I just wanted to compare how much wider these things are compared to the old ones. Way wider. But we also have a go-kart axle, which is, you can't tell, it's bent. But we don't need all of it. We only need about maybe that much at most. So a guy donated that to us, or Josh and Jeff got me the wheels and tires. So we are now going to start modifying the frame to fit all this stuff. We also have bearings and hubs. What these hubs do is they'll bolt to there and then clamp down to the axle. And we were discussing what we were going to do with these bearings, and I think we're going to get some different ones, but I'm going to show them to you guys anyways. So they're just a bearing, but there's no way to really mount them on here. So I did find some bearings on Amazon I'm going to order this week that are the same diameter as this, but they have a little bracket that will actually bolt down. And when we chop this frame rail up, we'll move it in and we'll bolt the new bearings on there. Then the wheels will spin freely and they won't wobble, which is the biggest thing. And then we can start laying some color on that because we have roughly about 20 days to get this done for the next car show. And I think we're going to be right on target. So I'm going to get this frame cut off. I'm going to get this car set up where I want it, and then we'll start measuring from there. First things first, we're going to get this piece of wood taken off, which I really hate to peel all this up, but I guess we can always glue it back down. But I need to get this piece of wood off here because we're gonna have to cut it. We'll probably have to cut it somewhere in here. I'm not 100% sure exactly yet where these wheels are gonna go. Trying to eyeball. So I'm gonna cut somewhere in here. I'm gonna cut this whole back part off. These are the wheels we got. Nice deep dish wheel. Good back spacing, wide tire. Good looking wheel. It's gonna look real sharp on there. There we go. Nice. Okay, we're gonna cut this off about 14 5/8, and that should give us a good start where we need to go next. Get our muck-up wheels out of here. These are the wheels we were going to try to run, just trying to find some tires for them, or we're going to make something work with these. I ain't made up my mind yet, but I feel like the front wheels are not as big a deal as the back. These bolts here are just gonna be for mock-up so that the body does not move around that much on me. There. That'll work for now. Now that is starting to look awesome. That's about where I want it. We'll need to actually go forward just a hair. And once we get that axle set, we can pull these wheels in just a little bit so they don't rub the outer lip here. I mean, we obviously are gonna have to raise this up a little bit. Once we start mounting the axle, we'll have to probably raise the frame up just a little bit because right now, obviously, it's sitting on there. So now we can see how much we need to narrow that frame and the rear end. So I think what we're going to do is run a bar from the inside of here to the inside of here, and then we'll run 2 frame rails through there. And then we'll mount the bearings pretty close somewhere in here. That way it'll roll nice and even. I'm really happy with how that's looking. That is gonna look so sweet. Even though it won't be tucking as much wheel, it'll probably be up about 1 inch or less, but that still looks pretty awesome. Well, I cut a piece off the old frame and it actually was a little short, so I am gonna have to go to Menards or Lowe's here in a little bit and get a little bit of 1x1, which is no big deal. We'll brace these 2 together. I did write down some measurements about roughly where the tires are apart from there. And like I said, they're right up against the lip, so they may come in a 1/2 inch. That way it can roll more freely. So the frame rails will have to probably come in. I'm probably gonna make them only about 3 inches wide, running down through the middle. That way it gives plenty of clearance. And I think we'll be okay there. I am a little concerned about the tires just because they come into here and I'm gonna have to bring his seat with me to see if his backing of his seat will fit in there without the tires rubbing. If it does, we might have to come up with a new plan for that, but we won't have to worry about that right now. Hopefully that won't be a big inconvenience. I'm gonna have to run to Menards and Lowe's and pick up some supplies, and then we'll get back on this thing here real soon. Hey everybody, we're back out here. About done for the day, really. I've been off and on working on this thing today. My plan was to get the frame all welded up, which I think I about do. I'm gonna add a couple bars to it, but I think I have the frame about done. You saw me welding on this thing, and I have, I sectioned it down to bring the frame rails in because they were just as wide as these. So we went from, that big down to about 4 inches is what we're dealing with now. And that should give the wheels plenty of room to roll. Oh, the lights in the barn shut off. Come on. Where are we at now? There we go. So now what we got to do is, I didn't bring the bearings with me. I bought new bearings, and they'll actually bolt to those frame rails, and the axle can slide through, and then we'll tighten it down. Then we'll measure for the rear end. We'll cut down what we need to cut down and bolt that together. And then other than painting that areas I've welded, the frame is about done. It will not take very long. It'll be 4 holes I need to drill, run the axle through, cut it, bada bing, bada boom. We'll be rolling. I'm just gonna have to work on it another time. This video is being made out of multiple days. I don't get a chance to work on it every day. And today was the day I got to work on it a little bit. So I wanted to get this done as much as I could because we are running up on the date for the car show. And we still got to throw some paint down, which I don't think will take very long. It'll take like 2 days probably to paint that thing with it drying and everything. So I'm going to end it off there for today, and I'll catch up with you guys in a couple days. Well, we're still out here. Another day, another dollar. Getting a little closer. I got the wheels mocked up here. I got the axle cut down to where I like it. Those are the new bearings we're going to use. We still ain't got no paint on the body. And we did have to modify the frame after we got it all welded up. You can see we had to drop this down quite a ways, about 2 inches or so, due to when we put the tires on the stroller body, they were still rubbing. So we had to be able to lift the body up so the tires wouldn't rub. And that's what it took to do. So now I just got to get over there and weld it. I did not bring my tripod with me today, so I'm not going to be able to set you guys up on any kind of time lapse. So we're just going to do some updates because I got to get this thing busted out. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and this thing's got to be done Saturday. So I got a lot of work to do before then, so I got to get busy. Well, we're back here at the Hot Rods by Doug headquarters, and by that I mean the garage here at the house. And today is July 7th. The car show was the 29th of June, and we did not make it. I didn't even go. It rained. I had a birthday party for my oldest son that I had to get done, and I just didn't even have time to go. So the stroller did not get fully finished, and we got to go back and redo some stuff. And yeah, it's just not going to be done in this video. So let me show you guys what I got going on. So you can see it is back down on the ground. We have the bearings put in there and everything. We did have to put the rear end in there just a little sideways. You can't even really tell, but the reason we did is because this body is not as nice as it looks. So the wheel arches didn't line up after we cut them. We did do a bunch of measuring, but there's no way to make them perfect off the measurement. So we just eyeballed it. So it rolls straight and he fits in it good. Some of the problems we're having is the interior don't fit anymore because it rubs the tires because they're so big. And the handle is crooked, not due to my doing that I know of, but it's too short anyway. So we're going to make a new handle for it. We still have to get the windshield put on it, the headlights in it, the grill, and I'm still looking for front wheels. We do have some stuff on the Suburban coming up here real soon. We're getting ready to go to Somerset in about 2 weeks, roughly 3, I think. We're going to the Summer Nights Cruise, the Trucking Nationals, so you ought to be there. It's a good time if you're a truck guy. Somerset is a great place. You know, you guys know we go there a lot. We have a lot of good times here at Somerset. But what we got going on with the Suburban is I have a new front fender for this side that's rusting out. So we're gonna We're going to put a new fender on it. I'm going to be dropping it off at my buddy Mike's house, and he's going to paint this thing to match. I tried to paint it, and let me tell you, it didn't turn out very well. I don't have high hopes for the Stroller, but I'm still going to give the Stroller a try. So here's the fender, and it don't look bad, but there are some runs, some imperfections. He's going to take care of all this, fix this all up. We'll throw it on the Suburban, and then we'll be back in order. But another thing with the Suburban is these tires are too big. The other 20s we had on it were a smaller profile. So every time we hit a bump, we're just smacking the inner fender. And my wife is tired of hearing that noise. So I think what I'm going to do is take the front end off of this thing and make new inner fenders, make my own inner fenders. I've done it a couple times on one of my bag trucks. We made new inner fenders on my Crew Cab S10, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do. I just hope I have the time to do it and get it all done. We also are going to hopefully go back to a bumper on the rear and put a trailer hitch back on it, because we have some stuff coming up that I would like to be able to tow with this thing again. And you guys seen in one of the earlier videos, we ended up cutting the brackets for all that off because we went to a roll pan, and now I wish we would have just kept the bumper, got a new bumper. So we're going to try to do some magic with this frame and put new brackets on so we can put a bumper on it and a new hitch and everything, and then we can start pulling with it again. I really would like to one day have this thing all stripped down and repainted. It's really a great truck, and I mean, I got a family of 5, so we gotta be able to get us all in there. I know the family don't always go with me places, but when they do go with me, you know, this is what's got to get us there. So we're going to this thing's going to be around for a while. We're just going to get it fixed up and keep it on the road for as long as we can. But that will be in the next video, all the Suburban stuff. For now, I'm going to end it off here. We still got a lot of work to do on the Stroller, and I know he's a kid, but I still want it to be as nice as I can for him. So we're going to just keep moving forward with that. We'll work on it when we can and hopefully have it done sometime this summer. But I appreciate everybody that has come back and watched the videos. And if you're new subscribers, I appreciate you subscribing. I don't do this full time, you know, obviously, because the videos come whenever I can make one. We have just a lot of stuff going on in life, and I know everybody can relate. So I try to make these videos when I can. I enjoy making these videos. So I appreciate every one of you guys that have bought something or come back and watch the videos or continue to watch the videos. I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate every one of you. So I'm going to end it off here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. We'll catch you guys next time. See you, everybody.